Hey, what's going on, everyone? Recently, I had my check engine light come on my 2008 Hummer H3 Alpha, so I plugged in my scanner and it came up with this code, P1258. Upon doing some research, I found out it was the engine coolant temperature sensor, so I thought I'd make a video on how you could change that out. So this video will primarily be for H3 Alpha owners, but if you have any type of GM 5.3 liter based vehicle, it should basically be the same thing. So this won't work for the inline 5 version of the Hummer H3, but the same principle will apply. So if you want to keep watching and get an idea, go ahead. So I made a little animation showing you where the problem is and how we can fix it. So inside the engine bay on the right hand side is where our sensor will be located. Here's what it looks like close up, and this part is connected to the vehicle's computer, which is why you can read that code. So in order to fix this, all we gotta do is take out the old one, put in a new one, and plug it back in. Now I'll show you how to do it in real life and get into the specifics and how to prevent damaging your vehicle and hurting yourself. So for the replacement part, I just went to O'Reilly's Auto Parts and picked up this one for like 20 bucks. You can get them wherever you want. Now let me show you where the sensor is in real life. So hop up on here, look on the right side of the engine, close to the alternator, and look deep down. And you'll see something sticking out. I kind of got it highlighted so you could see it, but find that first. Now on my Hummer, the battery and the battery tray really got in the way, so I just took those out. You get a lot more space when you do this, but if you're working on any other vehicle, you should still disconnect the battery anyway so you don't interfere with any of the other sensors. So I'm keeping my new sensor within reaching distance, and next you gotta disconnect your harness from there and begin to loosen it with a 19mm open end. From there you should be able to loosen it by hand, but before you do that, stop. The second you remove that sensor, coolant will start pouring out. So it is essential that you guys give your vehicle enough time to cool down, because you don't want to be touching 200-degree coolant. Also, you want to be pretty quick with changing out the sensors so you don't lose that much coolant. In this instance, it was a bit hard to do with the camera in the way. Also, make sure your new sensor has a washer on it. It should be included, and that when you remove the old one, it has the washer on it and is not stuck to the side of the engine. From there, all you got to do is line it up by hand and then use your 19mm open end to tighten it up all the way. Loosening and tightening the sensor is probably the hardest part of this, just because there are so many things in the way. After that, the only thing you have left is to plug the sensor back in. If you use a good long pair of needle nose pliers, you should be able to get in, but this part does also take some time too. And that's all you gotta do to replace the sensor. Once you're done, you'll obviously need to put back in your battery and then run the truck for a bit to see if that code pops up again. Here's a shot of the old sensor. Definitely looks pretty worn out, but with how many miles I have on my truck, I'm not surprised I had to replace it. And the only other thing you need to do is clean up any coolant you spilled. So just go ahead and put some gravel or whatever you got on top of it to clean it up. I hope you guys found that video useful. For more H3 content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you later.